Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Impactful Introvert podcast. I'm your host, Seema Pateel, and I'm a business coach for introverted women. I help introverted women figure out a simple and sustainable way to sign clients so that the entire process works with their personality and their lifestyle. My goal with this podcast altogether is to give you strategy and tips and anything that helps you start signing clients as soon as possible rather than after a long time in a way that is suited to how you function best, whether it is you like doing marketing a certain way, videos or audios or writing, whatever way the is one that you feel is easiest. I want you to take that and make that your way instead of feeling like you may be doing something wrong, because there's so much marketing messaging out there, and sometimes it's easy to forget that not everything is for us. So, this podcast is designed specifically to help you. And today, I am talking about your offers. This is, I think, my second episode where I talk about offers, but today I'm not going to help you craft an offer. That is what I did in one of my previous episodes. I'll link it in the show notes. Today, I am talking about why you aren't making sales and how that what your offer has to do with it. So you want to make sales, you show up, you do your very best in implementing all the strategies and hacks and tactics that you hear, and you're still not able to sign clients. You feel like people hear you and then walk away. Then this episode is especially for you. See, there is a way to talk about what you do, your services, and my clients who are online service based business owners often like they are not seasoned marketers. So they don't realize that when they are talking about their offer, when they are pitching, whether it is in their content, whether it is on a sales call, they are not really talking about their offer. Like, they are not presenting an offer. That's exactly what it is. They are just talking about their services, their skills, their experience, their qualifications, etc., which is exactly the reason why they are struggling to convert. So when you aren't making sales, it's mainly like, even if you're doing everything possible, it is mainly because you are not offering your services. You're just talking about your services. And that is what I want to help you shift doing that through this episode. See, I know you've already heard the whole thing that I'm going to talk about, but this is something that needs to be repeated until you become a seasoned marketer and a seasoned salesperson. I believe this needs repeated. So, let's talk about what your offer is not. Like I said, your offer is not your services, your packages, or your deliverables. So often, when someone who hasn't really mastered marketing, are talking about their offer, whether it's in networking events or in their content, I find that they talk about either their package, like what are their different packages like, the tiers, etc., or they talk about their deliverables, or they talk about their services in a very generic way. Your offer is not any of these. It is what you present to your ideal client as a solution to their problem. That is what your offer is. For example, if I complain that my skin's not feeling good, or I am seeing weird pimples or acne or boils or whatever, I complain about my skin, then the offer from different people could be a cream that they have tried because they experienced something similar. It could be home remedies like use yogurt or use lemon and sugar or whatever. Like don't want to go into that, but whatever home remedies it could be, that could be an offer. A facial treatment that you're skilled at, that you were skilled at and you used to work in a spa or whatever, where the facial treatment was done and where you saw your clients experience great change and you recommend that to me. So all of these can be offers. Instead of talking about these, if someone told how having glowing skin is necessary, or how your skin not being healthy means your gut's not healthy, and all of those things that I probably do know, but I'm not really looking for as a solution. I just want my face to feel less painful or less whatever the problem could be. Like, let's not go into that. But I just want the solution. And instead of offering up the solution, if you give me all kinds of details as to how I need to do so much other things, which eventually may lead to the solution, and that is what will make me not really choose that option. Yes, you could help me with my skin by helping me change my diet, improve my diet, and exercise and everything. But in my mind, that is not solving the problem of I have severe dryness. I feel like there is discomfort, there is pain, or whatever. When my most urgent problem is not solved, the solution is not necessarily the right offer for me. So that is one example. I'm going to share multiple examples today just so I can help you realize what I'm trying to say. And I'm hoping something connects and you can apply that to your offers. For example, if I say that I'm hungry, then the offer could be that you'll cook for me, or we can order. So you'll order for me, or we can go out. So you could ask me where I would like to eat. So these are what offers really are. Now, to go a few steps deeper than this when it comes to thinking about what your offer is, I want you to think about okay, let's take this for example. Consider you are opening a new restaurant. Now, in this restaurant, when you talk about this restaurant, the problem that this restaurant is solving is mainly a place for people to come, eat, and eat in a group. More often than not, people going to restaurants are going in a group. If they wanted to eat by themselves, it is very likely they will either order, it'll be a takeout, or they'll go to a fast food place or drive through or something like that. They wouldn't expect to sit and eat. So when you're talking about this restaurant, if all you talk about is how you've chosen the color, the paint of the restaurant space, what the story behind that, picking that color, or the design, the lighting, fixtures, what made you choose those, the silverware, what the story behind why you chose this silverware, and the way the tables are laid out, etc. I mean, or how you have live music rather than just generic music playing in the background. Like, all of this is great, and these do matter. However, when talking about like when trying to get someone to step into that restaurant, talking about all of these is secondary. These come way after the person has decided what food they want to eat. Are you serving the cuisine that the person wants to eat? And what are you making it like? How are you sweetening up the deal? Is this something that is very authentic to that whatever cuisine you've chosen, or is it that you have a multi-course meal so that you can completely experience that cuisine? Do you have a certain okay, do you have only a certain way, whether it is a buffet or it is sit down or a mix? Like, things related to the food are what immediately matter. That is what is going to convert the that is what is going to make the person step inside the restaurant. After they've stepped in, and after they've decided to step in and they've sat down, that is when they're going to feel or experience the colors, the paint, the overall the ambience that you have very carefully crafted. And this is what I see being done very often. Anytime I have been networking more frequently this year, that is one of the things that I want to do more of. So when I meet people and I ask them specifically, like, tell me about how you do this, whatever service you provide. Like, if they say they are a VA, or they're a bookkeeper, or they are some kind of a coach, mentor, etc., and I ask them, what I get is the story behind the choices they have made more often than not. Like, beyond the package details, that is what I get often. And I don't want to be rude over there, so I do say how it is great, and I do ask them a few questions. One of them is, so who is this going to help the most? Like, my intention is not to coach them on the call, it's a networking call. My intention is for them to think more on how they are presenting their offer. But that is something that I find being done very often. Instead of offering the very thing that is the solution that'll help convert the person from, I don't know if you're right for me or not, to, yes, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Thank you. I want to buy this. Like, when you present it that way, that is when it is your offer. Now, your offer is one thing. That is what you talk about in your content. That is what you talk about when you are on a sales call. But there's another thing that makes your offer convert better, and that is your positioning. Now, you just heard me talk about how to talk about your offer. Like, it is not your qualifications, it's not your skills, it's not how capable you are. The offer is the solution as it pertains to your ideal client. Now, let's talk about how to position it during a pitch so that when you are telling someone, when you're telling your ideal client what the solution is, they need to, like, it should be effortless for them to say, yes, this is the right thing for me. That is what positioning is. This time, let's take a furniture store, for example, okay? So, you go to the furniture store, you're walking around, you're trying out couches and sofas. and the person, one of the store salesperson, comes to you and asks what you're looking for. And you say that you're looking for a couch for your living room. So they say, okay, here are some options. And they show you three different options. They talk about the material, the durability, and maybe the care. How do you care about how to take care of the couch, etc. That is one way to talk about whatever they have to offer. Now, instead, if the person said, okay, so where do you want, like, where exactly do you want to place this? Do you by any chance have a picture of that room? And you say, maybe, let me just take a look. And you scroll through your photographs a bit, and you find a few photographs where different angles, like you can see your living room and your current couch from three different angles. So the person takes a look, and then they decide, like, they figure out like what would be the best thing. They walk you to walk you to a couch, and they say, look, these dimensions seem to fit your room very best. The color matches with very well with the wall, the drapes, whatever. The color suits well, and this has so and so deal going on. And you sit on it. Like, look at the difference between the first time when they were talking about the material, the care, and everything, and now they talk to you about the couch as it pertains to your living space. That is what you want the couch for. That makes a difference. You sit on it, and then you realize, oh, this material, it's not that easy to clean. We have young kids. I would like something that is very easy to clean, that doesn't stain. So the person says, oh, that is totally fine. I have this another piece, and they take you to the other piece. That is also brilliant. It has your newer requirement that it needs to be easy to clean and it should not stain in place. Like, they show you the perfect couch, and you barely had to do any work. Wouldn't this second scenario, where I don't need to know all of the care instructions and how many features, how many cup holders, how much does it recline, and how does it recline, like all of those are secondary. I'm looking for a couch for my living space, and they like they didn't necessarily ask a lot of questions. They saw the room, they saw the vibe, and they decided what would work best. That is positioning. Out of all the couches and sofas and everything in their store, they showed just two which would work best for that space. And now the customer has to decide, do I really want to take it? And it becomes a lot easier for the customer to make the yes or no decision after the person has like positioned that couch in that living space that they showed. It goes well with your the space that you have, the floors, the walls, the lamp that you have on your end table currently. All of that immediately positions the couch as the right one. Now, I only, like, if I'm not very nitpicky, then I'm not going to take more time and put in more effort to look at more options. Like, there are some people, my mom is one who would like to make sure, like, if she could, she would put every single couch and in the house and see and then make the decision. But there are a lot of people who don't need that in depth, like, need to go through everything in so much detail. And for those people, you just made a sale so easily. And I don't know how many people, but there are a lot of people who want to say yes, who want to solve their problem. The reason they weren't saying yes to you is because you weren't really offering them a solution and you weren't positioning your offer, as the best solution. So now that you know, i- yes, the sofa is a impersonal thing, so it's a lot easier, you may think. But I want you to think about when you are providing a service, especially a done for you kind of a service, or coaching, consulting, mentoring, where a lot of your personality matters, you have to do a little bit more work in presenting your personality, in making sure that your personality's vibe. So you have to make sure that you're talking in a way that you would normally talk to people, not in a people pleasing way, so that they somehow just say a yes so that you can sign this client. Like, that is going to make the experience for you working with your client very hard if they were not really a fit and you tried to, like, I will adjust with whatever it is. When you go with that mentality, it's not going to leave a great experience for you. And I believe even as a client, they will not have a great experience. So, being who you are, not trying to convince someone into saying a yes, is going to make talking about your offer and positioning it in a way that is right for them, it's going to be a lot easier when you are being your own self, your authentic self, as they say. So, this is what I wanted to talk about in this episode. When you're talking about your offer, do not talk about the service that you're providing. Like, I'm a I'm a I'm a WordPress developer. That is my skill. That is the service. That is the overall service I provide. What do I do for my clients? When I was a WordPress developer, I realized this, that every time I was pitching to develop your website, I was getting money objection left and right. I was getting like, why does it take this long? Like, if you call yourself an expert, you should be able to do it faster. All kinds of bizarre objections also. But when I switched it, like, the offer wasn't, the deliverable was a WordPress website, but the offer was to help them create a website. Like, I was helping designers. So, help them create a website that is going to make their clients extremely happy, because the speed, the way the design translates into an actual website is going to be seamless. They are not going to have any hiccups. And after that, I could take care of maintaining that website, because WordPress does take some maintenance. So I can do that. That is where it becomes an easier yes. There is less objection to how much I'm going to charge. There's less objection to how long it takes, because you design, you design the way you really want to design. I'll make sure it can be translated. And if it cannot, I'll make sure I let you know before you commit to the client, and then it goes way beyond the budget. I take care to support you in supporting your client. That is how I used to position my offer. So I want you to go through all of this. If you need to listen to this again, and then look at how you're talking about what you are offering to your clients and how are you positioning it. I want you to make it easy for yourself to hear a yes from your ideal client when they are sitting in front of you on a sales call. Or I want you to get more interest, people DMing you that they want to know more about what is it that you're saying, because they read what you have to offer and that's made them curious. So I want you to get those DMs where they are inquiring if they can work with you. So that is all for today. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.